Our guest today is from the combat sports space. This man is a professional mixed martial artist and recently made the UFC roster. I introduced you, Rongotehengia Navajo Stirling. Was the dream always to be a professional fighter?
Yeah, bro, I can be Aōtearoa's fighter. No one's even been able to put me close to it. I know that day will come, bro, so.
I feel like hitting a bag right now. In order to be the best, like you gotta be a little bit different up here.
When I was a kid, bro, like I was always like pushed to the side. Like I was always told like I wasn't good enough. I had that invisible feeling. If I win, you know, like a UFC title or become one of the greatest fighters ever, my name will be like etched in the earth.
Over your journey, what has been some of the challenges?
That was like the hardest time of my life, bro. It was when I first got to Auckland.
Kia ora koutou, welcome back to the Martin Show. Our guest today is from the combat sports space. This man is a professional mixed martial artist and recently made the UFC roster. I introduced you, Rongotehengia Navajo Stirling.
Thank you. So hit it on the button.
Hey! Welcome to the show,
Not
brother.
too often we get introduced by my first name, mate.
Hey, bro, nah, I did my due diligence and I saw it. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. So Rongotehengia is actually my first name, and I obviously for obvious reasons I don't go by it just because it's like it's a bit of a air sore, you know, trying to get the Yanks to say it. So we just Navajo's like just easier off the tongue. You know, and all the other bros. Just
bro, well, both of them are very unique names too.
Me and my brother and sister, we all have like out of it names. My brother's name's Ropota Shaquille.
Wow.
And my sister's name is Tufia Waiponamu Dante. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, cuz we're just Zach and Jake. Far out, we're pretty boring. Well, brother, first of all, congratulations on all the recent success. I wanted to
thank you.
Dive straight in and ask like how has life been post victory in the Contender Series?
No, it's people. Yeah, it's like you get treated different for sure, and it's a good feeling. Like obviously, I knew it was coming, so I didn't like people. I feel like people treated me pretty well, like even like prior to me winning, and I think they kind of knew that I was going to be there. Yeah. So I always was like, I had like a bit of fame and whatever, like leading into it, and then now that we actually are there, I think it's just like all kind of going into motion, eh?
Wow.
But like the cool thing is, it's like, this is just the beginning, bro. You know, the best is yet to come. And all of like New Zealand, it's cool that just like New Zealand was behind me before I even like made it. That's a good feeling, you know, because I feel like, I can be Aōtearoa's fighter, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll be sick.
I love what you said, Al. It's just the beginning though. Yeah. And we'll get into that. But I do want to ask you about the timing of everything. I remember Izzy was talking about the difference between being ready for a fight and being ready for the UFC, two different things. Do you feel like now is the right time for you to be entered into that space?
Yeah, bro. So what people mean by that is like, you know, when you're training, bro, people like train for just their fight, but like 3 or 4 years ago, I was training for the UFC, you know, like the game plan in the gym was training for the UFC. So there was like a period of time where I wasn't fighting at all. And, you know, everyone was like, oh, when is he doing this? When is he doing that? And I think the coaches and me like just stayed calm and knowing that I was like going through all of the long duress of grappling that you have to like undertake and experience that you have to go through with grappling, bro, because it's like it's a very long, slow process. Like that's why like black belts in jiu-jitsu take 15 years to get, you know what I mean? Like, so we just punched in hard on wrestling and grappling, bro. I earned me some collies on the way. My ears are bro. So, I just went in hard on that. In the time that I didn't fight, and then when I did fight, that was like I was just showcasing everything that I had, and now that I think in the gym, it was like I think at the start of the year, Eugene was like, I think that coaches were just looking at my grappling and was like, you know, like he's looking more than ready, you know, he's being able to take down and everyone, and get up and do all the thing, like necessary skills to be in there. It's more so now just getting the fights to showcase like all the shit that I've done, bro. You know? So, but in terms of being UFC ready, I'm there, and I wasn't just training for fights. I was training for the years to come. You know,
it's crazy, bro, because everyone just sees, you know, just the left hook that happened, but they don't see the 5+ years that, as you're talking about, the grappling, all these training, all these hours that you've spent.
Bro. Yeah, it's a crazy sport, eh? Like, you can't just like come in and train for 12 weeks for your campaign and just be like, yep, sweet, I fought, and I can kind of rest back, because you're going to eventually match up with a guy that's your age, that's just as hungry, if not hungrier, and you have to, it ends up being like the past 5 years of work, like who's trained the hardest in the past 5 years. This guy might be a little bit more talented than me or whatever, but who's been like putting in the work the past 5 years nonstop, consistently, you know, tendering, and that's like doing things like looking after your body, bro, and like keeping your body on the mats, bro. Like injuries, like dealing with injuries, bro, is a huge one. Like, I credit like a lot of my success to staying on the mats, bro, and try not to get injured, bro, because you imagine, like, you know, you stuff something, you take time off the grappling. That's like huge, bro. That's huge. The more reps you can get, the more times you can stay in the gym. Even if you have to go at like a cruisier pace, but if you're like, at least if you're getting the reps in, bro, like that's excelled my game, like ahead of everyone. Yeah, for sure.
Go back to your earlier days. So Nor here, brother. Where are you from?
Yeah, so from Upper Hutt, I grew up. I was born and raised in Upper Hutt my whole life. Super small town. Like, there's probably a lot of places in New Zealand like people can relate to with Upper Hutt. So it's just like your typical, like, I don't know, like trade, you know, tradies. Stayed into rugby on the Saturday, you know, down to the pub Friday, Saturday night, and then, you know, drink up in the garage or something. Like, it's like real typical. You know? So hard to, it's very, like, when I was training, like getting into the fighting, definitely felt like when you say UFC, it feels like way beyond way far. It's like, it really is like a hopeful dream. Because it's like, there's like no MMA, there's no one really like is like getting after it, and like other way outside of Auckland, I feel. Because when I moved to Auckland was when I noticed, like, it's not just like fighting, it's like everything, bro. Everyone is networking, and everyone is like chasing something, like whatever, in business or whatever, like, you know, even the RPM boys, bro. You know, like, where's the Mike? Shout out
to the brothers,
they, bro, like, they just seeing the kind of stuff they do. And you see even like content creators, bro, like all the funny ass dudes are from up here.
It's inspiring, right?
Yeah, bro. And then you see them like collaborating with the other funny guys. You know? Like, it's insane, bro. And it's the same in the fighting world, bro. Like, when I came from where I was from, in Upper Hutt to Auckland, it felt like a dream, and then now it just felt like, it's a reality. Like, it's just going to happen. You just have to put in the yards.
Oh my God. Brother. Well, do you feel like you had a support network, even though you might have been one of the only ones to have this big dream? Do you feel like you had, I don't know, support of whānau to back you?
Whānau, bro. My mum and dad were like the ones. Like, cause like, you know, when you're going about with, like, you know, regular people, like, I was like, keep things hush, and I, you know, like, I wouldn't tell everyone what I'm doing. I just kind of like, people would just like notice, like, bro, you just won a title, like an amateur title, you know? And I was like, you know, like, bro, I've just been like, that's all I do, bro. So I've been going for it. And I never really like tooted my own trumpet. I promoted myself, but I never, like, when I'd be in a group setting with people that I grew up with, I just like, let them talk about, like, let the actions speak, you know, rather than, you know, I'm sure you've all got bros that just tell you about it, like, bro, I got this mean as in crypto investment, or something, you know, it's doing mean, cuz it's doing mean, you know, like, shit like that, bro. You know, I never wanted to be like one of those guys, just like Mr. Tell You About It. I used to just, like, you know, let my actions speak, and then, bro, like, it was like every fight would stack up on each other. But to my parents, like, I would always tell them, like, nah, if I beat this guy, I'm going to be here, and then that's going to put me up. I'll get a shot on King of the Ring, and then they'd be like, wow, you know, I'd just, like, got real, like I felt like I could be myself around my brother and my parents. And I tell them like, nah, I'm going to beat this guy. And like, I would kind of like open up more into like me being more, I don't know, like saying what I want, you know, because I wouldn't trust like saying stuff like that to, you know, like the bros or something, you know, because I didn't want them to like crush me, you know.
For sure, brother.
But your parents, you know, I felt like it was just mean to have them there to just like, to chop it up and just be like, nah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then they saw me go in and just like do exactly that. And they're like, far out, like, you said it and you did it, you know? And my brother, that's why my brother, like, he goes hard, bro. He was actually up in Auckland before me. He was living up here and he was training at City Kickboxing. And this is when they like kind of heard about me, but they didn't really know who I was. And my brother used to just tell everyone like, oh, my brother's going to smash everyone. Like, you know, like, and they used to think like, bro, who the hell is this kid? Like, brother. He's a nobody, bro. You know, he was just one of the bros doing kickfit, you know? Like, he was just smashing it there. Like people didn't realize. And then I won like the 8-man, the big tournament and like smoked everyone. And he was like, see, I told you. You know, like, they were like, well, I don't know. He was your brother. It was crack up, bro. So.
Well, bro, I honestly feel like, especially for young Tanya, I feel like what we need or what we love is someone that believes in us. You know, and you having your older brother, your parents that believe in you, that would have given you even a little bit more, you know.
You need like those people to have around you that you trust, that you can like talk shit with, you know, like you can be like really say, because I actually credit like a lot of my success to that, like having that avenue of people that I trust to be able to like say like, I'm going to go to the rooftop and they back you full, you know, they have their opinion, but they back you full-heartedly. They'll be like my dad will be like, this guy's pretty sharp, boy, you know, like, you know, we're going to have to work on that, you know, and I'd be like, yeah, all good, like, but I'll suss it, you know, and then, we'd just like it was like kind of like breaking it down with them, and it's been mean, and like I think now like I'm real grateful for that, because I've met people that don't have that, you know, they don't have like those mum or dad or whoever to chop it up with, or maybe like their relationship isn't like that strong with them, you know? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I think it's just being moldy as well, bro.
It is 100%. I call it chemistry, like having that chemistry with someone where you can tell them anything. You know, you can chop 100%. It up about anything, the good and the bad too.
I feel like I could be like a little bit more arrogant with them.
Be yourself.
I can be myself. Bro. It's real crack. Like my dad always laughs, but he loves it. Same with my brother. My brother's like, bro. He goes hard as.
Well, bro, I got the same too, bro. I got the same too.
Bro.
Oh, brother. Well, speaking of the dream, was the dream always to be a professional fighter?
Yeah, bro. At first it was like, well, I want to be a pro fighter. I had my first novice fight in like a school hall, bro. It was like with a big 16-ounce gloves and shin guards. And I was like, oh, bro. Like I had the fight and I won, and I was like, man, I don't know. I actually didn't know anything. Like I didn't grow up boxing or kickboxing. I didn't grow up. I had no knowledge on like any of our history of like New Zealand's history of fighting, or even if it was a viable career. But I just said to myself, I don't know what the hell this was, but if there's a way to like make money and do this for full time, I want to do it. So I was trying to figure out like where the avenues were, you know, and I didn't know anyone, like I had no connections, but I was like, surely if I just like win every fight, that's got to account to something. If I can just beat everyone, like, you know. So I just looked on YouTube, like who the top guy. I was like finding all the websites, like the rankings. I'm like, oh, who's this guy? You know, like how can I fight this guy? And I probably wasn't ready to fight like guys like that, but I was just so keen, bro.
Wow.
I was so keen.
What age were you when you started?
But I was like 19, 20. So I was just young, dumb and hungry, bro. I didn't even know what like training camps were. Or like training, like phases of training. I didn't know that, bro. Like I was just like, okay, every day we're just gonna run hard ass, bro. And I was like blowing my load, bro. I was like constantly breaking myself to nothing, but like trying to like push through it. Like, bro.
What was your reason for starting? Were you like, I want to train to learn just the craft or whatever it is, or was it to be like from the get-go?
No,
I'm going to be a world champion.
I wanted to be like elite as, bro. And I was like, I used to watch like the dumbest YouTube shit ever, bro. Like you would like crack up, you know. I watch like Vasil Lomachenko, bro. like I was just like watch him do all these like crazy speed workouts. You know, I did like, because I was just training myself in the garage, bro.
Yeah.
I probably on my old phone somewhere there's like some crack up videos of me like doing some out the gate shit. But they're cool. Like when I think back then, like I think the cool thing was just that I had the passion for it.
Yeah,
you know?
brother.
And I was just willing to do whatever. And yeah, I was doing some insane workouts. I did the old tennis ball on the thighs, and yeah, I got real good at those. And, bro, I was just I did like some insane stuff. I couldn't afford, because I was staying at home, I couldn't afford a gym, so I would like go to the park and I would do like pull-ups, like a full calisthenics workout and shit like that was what was like keeping me like my body like real strong.
Yeah.
You know, like all the money that I made from, I was like bartending like part-time, and I put all the because I've always liked going out, but I put all my working nights like a Friday night, Saturday night, so that I wouldn't go out, and then I'd have to go train Sunday morning and stuff, bro. And I did all that just to make sure I could go train.
Yeah.
A little bit of money I did make, I was putting it towards like the gym fees and like my diet, making sure like my eating was mean. Yeah, I was just like super passionate, bro, and I was willing to do like sacrifice anything, like everything for it. And then yeah, bro, I was like my own trainer, bro. I didn't have a head coach. Like I would train at gyms where they, you know, they were good gyms, but they were like they'd run like training Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
So then I would go to a boxing gym that was training Tuesday, Thursday, and then I would go meet up with like a different trainer who would just train guys on a Sunday.
See, bro.
And just like, just driving around, bro, and just.
But what I'm hearing is like you made it happen regardless.
Yeah,
You played the cards.
You
played the cards you dealt with.
What I had, bro, and there was no MMA, but I was going to like a jiu-jitsu gym and like far from where I was staying. Then I would drive over to Aōtearoa and go to a wrestling gym, practice wrestling, and I was trying to like mix it up myself, bro, and like do it all myself. But I meet like guys now, bro, and they like some young guys now, and I have to like pull them aside and like tell them like, you know, bro, like you've got so much, like like you should be grateful, you know, like bro, well, they have like head coaches telling them to go you know, you got to go to the wrestling training, you got to do the jiu-jitsu training, and then we have it all at one gym, bro.
Yeah.
We're in an MMA gym. We're like the one stop, we got it all, and people were like finding it hard to make it to this session and this session where it's all in. They can go to one class and just jump straight over to the next class.
Hand it to them kind of thing.
And I'm like, bro, like I always say, like if I fought any of you guys, like where I was, like I would have ran through you because I would just wanted it more. You know
different level of hunger, Different level of hunger.
It's just the hunger's not there, like in some of the young guys. So I always have to like make them realize, like bro, you know, you've got so much. Like don't take anything for granted. Like. You have a head coach that oversees your training and whatnot. I never had that. So I think I think that's like my weapon, bro.
Yeah,
like right now, like it's my weapon, and just being self-made, bro. Like that's like my weapon. And I meet guys now, and you know, I look them in the eyes, you know, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm gonna smoke this.
Wow,
you know what I mean? Like,
brother, your advantage.
He doesn't want it that much, you know.
Because.
I feel that every time, bro, every time, and that's why like when I go in, I'm just calm because I'm like. This guy's not on, like not really willing to go those levels, and they haven't even been able to pull back those layers on me yet. So I'm waiting. I'm actually waiting for. I'm happy I'm in the UFC now because I'm looking for that like that do or die fight. You know?
Yeah.
I'm looking for that fight where I have to like search into the roots of my existence. You know, like dig deep into. Like where I just have like my whole life flashes between my eyes, and then I'm like, nah, I'm here. You know?
My God,
just
go
dark, you know? Like, I'm looking for that fight, and I feel like MMA is the sport to do it, bro. You see it in those 5-round title fights, bro, like where guys like point at the ground and they're like, nah, I'm not taking a step back. Bro, no one's even been able to put me close to it.
Oh my God.
I know that day will come, bro. So,
but anyone listening to that, you just sounded like one of those American coaches giving a motivational speak. I feel like hitting a bag right now.
No, straight up. Like,
it's mono, dude.
But I think everyone is looking for that fight because they've seen me like kind of cruise through the competition. And you know, that's just because I just stay disciplined if I'm winning. But yeah, I'm looking for that chaos fight.
Well, speaking of MMA, you made the transition, because you start off with kickboxing, right? And as you said, doing your own thing. When did you make that transition to MMA?
Yeah, pretty much when I moved to Auckland, bro. So, I mean, obviously I was doing jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but I never really trained MMA as a sport. Like you're training like all these other sports and trying to mix it together yourself. But when I came to Auckland, it was when I realized like, nah, MMA is its own sport. Like it's its own thing. You could do jiu-jitsu as long as you want, and as soon as you touch the MMA gloves, it's like, bro, everything you learn just goes out the window, bro.
Wow.
Or the kickboxing you learn going out the window. You like, it gives you like a little bit of an idea, but like it's like a complete martial art of its own. Like
two different sports.
Yeah, it's two different sports. Like you really have to, start from the scratch again. It was like that when I started jiu-jitsu. I have to start from scratch. I think I started at 21. When I started MMA at 23, it was like I was starting from in the bottom again, bro. I was like, it's really humbling, bro. And that's why like a lot of people, like they're like kickboxers or whatever, they come over, it's like just like they hate the humility of having to be shit.
Restart again,
And then because it's the same, and then you learn like one style, like being on the cage is like a martial art of its own, and then having to wrestle up from bottom and like doing all these positions, bro. It's like it's a pain, bro.
What made you want to transition? Was it due to the opportunities and all that sort of stuff? Yeah,
I looked at boxing, bro, and bro, I tried, like when I first started, I was like, oh sweet, I thought it was like rugby and league, bro. Like, you play rugby on a Saturday, league on a Sunday, bro. And I got into it and I soon realized it wasn't like that. Like I tried to box. I was training because my mate that I grew up with, Ryan Scaife, you might know him.
Oh, bro.
He's from Upper Hutt, bro.
Absolute animal, bro.
Yeah. So shout out Ryan Scaife.
Yeah,
bro.
Man.
He was boxing in Upper Hutt, and I used to do a bit of training with him. And then, I'd ask about like getting some boxing fights as well as the kickboxing. And then I realized like that they don't, like the organization, I don't know what it is, they don't let you do that. You have to have like a 6 to 12 month stand down in between kickboxing fights, bro. And I'm like, oh, bro, like, that's like limiting people, bro, like
the politics in the game.
The politics of boxing, bro, like really limits New Zealand, Imagine if like people could just like switch codes and just get as many fights as possible. Like people would get so good.
Bro.
If it would be like, it would be like, Russia and all them, like they just like, bro, wrestle this day, box on this day, and then whatever they like really, really good at, they just stick to that one and go hard,
That's why they're so good.
That's it, bro. And I feel like we just limit ourselves. We're already like a small country. I couldn't believe it, bro. And like, because I didn't know anything about like fighting. I just didn't realize that was a thing. I was like, oh, bro, that's bad. I was just coming in as a young guy. I was like, can these guys not see that? Like, like it would be better if we could all just get as many fights as possible, but I don't know. So I was off boxing like pretty much straight away when I heard that, and then I think because I'd always gotten into it because I wanted to fight the best, and I knew like I was just watching the UFC. You hear about a good matchup, they're like really to put those fights together. ASAP, and I think that excited me, bro. And kickboxing wasn't really going anywhere. No, it was not really that big. That's when I was like, MMA. Like I enjoy watching. I get together for Sunday UFC. Yeah. Everyone does. No one's really going like, oh, like you're watching that kickboxing fight Sunday, But like, bro, no one's paying pay-per-view for that. So I was like, well, I don't want to be the man of like a place that no one gives a shit about. So I was like, MMA's the one for me. People were like, oh, bro, you want to watch one championship, bro? Like, I was like, I've never ever heard anyone say like, bro, let's go watch one at your house this Sunday, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm like, bro, it's UFC or nothing, bro.
Oh, Dave.
And then, like with the boxing, like you get a good boxing fight once in a million years, bro. You know what I mean? So I was just like, bro, I'm off everything, bro. Like that's when I realized, like somewhere in my career, like, nah, it's the UFC. Bro.
Wow, you just spit the truth too, bro. So then you moved to CKB, you moved to Auckland. What, do you still remember those earlier days when you first moved in the gym?
Yep.
Was it like a nerve-wracking experience?
Bro. Nah, for sure. Like, I'm coming in young. I just won King of the Ring, so there's like a bit of a bit of a red target on my back, and they actually had two guys in that tournament that I didn't fight because they didn't make it into my like the same rounds as me.
Yeah.
But they had both lost two of their guys, and then I won the tournament. So I kind of came in. I was like, I knew that they would think that I would think I was the man, you know. But I was like, I've always just been like, I've been to so many gyms, bro, around New Zealand. Like I've always just been respectful everywhere I go because I know how it is, bro.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
And I went in. The coaches were like a little bit weary of me. Thought I was like scoping everyone out. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh look, I just want to move here. I won't go hard and whatnot, and like I'm not here to like prove anything. I'm just here to learn and get better. So it did take a while for them to open up to me. But I think when they realized like, oh no, this guy just he just wants to be here, then we started to gel. But like my relationship with the coaches didn't really like build until like probably after my first year. Like my first year here in Auckland was pretty stressful because I didn't have no family up here. I was just me, and I was just training and working like a pretty hard out job. Like I was working as like a freight loader, bro. So I used to like unload trucks all day in the evening because like all the pro training is during like 9 a.m. 9 a.m. bro, like, which is when everyone like normal jobs, everyone's at their normal work, like 8 to 4. So I had to go work an evening job, start from like 1 p.m. and then we wouldn't finish till like 10:30, 11, bro. So, and it was the only work I could find. It was like decent paying and it was a good job, like, but bro, it was hard, bro, because when I got to CKB, they had me training in the next 8-man, and they pretty much bunched all my training like early in the morning. So I was training like 7 a.m. right until like 10 a.m. Just like all the conditioning, all the drilling and like the pad work, all in like 3 hours, bro, straight in the morning. I'd go home at like 11, bro. I would like shower, like try to have a nap and then get back to work 1 p.m. 10. Right up to 10, 11, loading trucks all night, bro. Like, and it was, bro, that was like the hardest time of my life, bro. It was when I first got to Auckland. I was thinking like, bro, and I ended up winning that 8-man. But I remember like when I finished it, I was like, when I got to the fight night, I was like, bro, I don't even care if I win it. Like, I just want this nightmare to be over, bro. And far out. Like after that camp and I won, I realized like, bro, no camp will ever be that hard.
Yeah, brother. Well, that's it. Now you can reflect now looking at those days and think like, how did I do that?
And that's why when I think like things are getting sore or a little bit hard, I was like, oh, I got it easy, bro. And
I've been through worse.
Yeah, I've been through way worse. So I pushed through that and go hard. And I mean, now when I see the young fellas like, oh, man, I want to get some stuff from yesterday. I'm like, bro, you didn't even have a job they gave you, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
You're getting your lamb shanks and mashed potatoes cooked for you at home, mate.
So I just like, I'm off some of the rows sometimes, when they crumble a little bit. I just keep it to myself. But that's a good thing, right? So that's why I love fighting, bro, is I'm not there to babysit anyone else. No one can fight for me, and I'm not in there. The coaches can't fight for you.
Yeah, because
you're responsible for yourself, bro. You don't have to be like, wait for all the boys to turn up to the training in the morning. It's just like you can suss it yourself no matter what. Like you can make sure yourself, you are fit, you are strong enough, you are whatever, And I think that's the cool thing about fighting. And you can see like people are like starting to notice that and like getting into it, bro. Like yesterday, bro, I was speaking to all the tamariki, bro, and all the young ones like coming through, and it was just cool to like see how big it's getting, bro. I'm like, bro, like it's a viable sport, and parents are like pushing them. They're starting to notice like it's like making strong kids, strong kids, and I think that's the stigma. Like people think like it's gonna be all about like them like being violent, but
aggression.
It controls the violence because
I hate that generalization so much, bro.
It's annoying, bro, and I feel like New Zealand they always like paint it out to be like
100%. Well, I want to get to there, but. Speaking of your peers in the gym, it's probably normal for you now, but training alongside, some of the biggest names in the world, to be fair, the likes of Izzy, Kai, Dan, all of those fellas. What's it like training with those fellas, bro?
It's when I first met them, bro, I was actually like pretty normal with them, bro, because I had always like I was so into the sport. I used to watch like all of their media access and like podcasts. So I felt like I knew them before they knew me. And, and I felt really normal like being around them.
Yeah.
And because I had always put in my head that I was going to end up coming here to train, I didn't feel like that sense of starstruck. And they felt, they could feel that off me, that I was just like normal, that they didn't have to be like, oh, here's this guy again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. They would have loved that.
Yeah, bro. I think they loved that. And yeah, I was just trying to be respectful, bro. Like when I first met them, I knew like that they didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were cool as, bro. And I think that probably helped me. I think probably now I've done so much like podcasts and media and stuff myself.
Yeah.
People probably be feeling the same way about me.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
When they come up to me and see me in public, like, yeah, I definitely want like people to see me and be like what you see is what you get. You know, like I'm not like perfect or anything. You'll see me out in piss or whatever, you know. You'll see me enjoying myself, or bro, I'll be at like Pack and Save doing my shopping, you know, on my own, you know, like shit like that, bro. Like this, it's just normal, like regular stuff. Like
100%, brother. As a spectator, I think it's what you guys have created, all of you guys. You know, the success that you guys have reached. It's showing the tamariki, the younger generation, that it's possible. You know, that they can do it, I can do it too, kind of thing. And so, as you were talking about the future's exciting. You know, all ages. Bro, well, let's dive a little bit more into your why, your reason for doing what you do. Because, bro, I feel like your world, the combat world, in order to be the best, like you got to be a little bit different up here, you know? And so I guess my question is, where do you think this fuel, this desire to want to be the best, where do you think that comes from, bro?
Bro, I think it was just like my life's upbringing, right? I feel like people are the way they are from their childhood, like their childhood is definitely, and all their life experiences as a kid definitely like paves you to be who you are, you know? And when I was a kid, bro, like I played rugby, I played all those sports, and, you know, I never made representative teams. I was always like pushed to the side. Like I was always told like I wasn't good enough. My old man was pretty hard on me as well. Like I feel like there's that relationship with my dad where I'm like always like searching for his approval, and it like, I think because he was always hard on me. It was like tough love. Like he was like a good dad and stuff. And obviously when I was a kid, I used to think like, oh, why me, you know, with him. But like now looking back, I'm like, bro, like I'm glad that he was hard on me, because there's so many soft fellas today, you know.
Bro.
And yeah, I think there's like that sense of me looking for my dad's approval, and also just like being like feeling like a ghost sometimes, you know. Like I think people can probably relate, like, you know, people just look past you, or maybe you're in a crowd of, you know, I had like a lot of friends in school and popular friends, and, you know, I would go to events with them or like go out to house parties, and people would kind of just skip past me and say hello to everyone else but me, and, you know, stuff like that. Like it's like those little things that people don't like. I only notice because I'm just trying to think back to why I am the way I am. You know, why am I this way? Why am I like so driven and motivated? So I tried to dig deep into my past, and I think that might be part of it. Just like being like ghosted a little bit, you know, and wanting like a sense of like being like, I'm here, I live in this world. And
I think for a lot of Tanya, it's the feeling of being invisible.
Yeah, being invisible, that's it, bro. I felt like when my young life coming up into being an adult, I had that invisible feeling, and like people would look past me and stuff. And yeah, I think it's a sense of all of that. And then just wanting to, because my why now I know is I want to like say I was here in this world, bro, and if I win, you know, like a UFC title or become one of the greatest fighters ever, my name will be like etched in the earth, bro, you know, and that's how you become immortal, bro, you know. People look at like Muhammad Ali, bro, he's gone and people still talk about him, and that's how you make your mark on the world, right? Is for what you like leave behind, and that's why I just go hard, bro, and don't really care about what people think, because I'm like, oh, bro, I'm doing it for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me. I'm making my mark. If I, people might think I'm all shit, but bro, I'm gonna die trying, bro. I'm gonna die trying, and yeah, it's just go for it. Like, why not? Like, I've met so many people, bro, who tell me like that I'm not gonna make it, or I'm full of shit, or or like not to my face, but I was like, he's not that good. You hear the whispers, bro, like he's full of shit. Like he'll meet his maker, stuff like that. And maybe I will, but I won't like stop there. You know what I mean? I'll end up jumping that curb and then keep going. So I think people don't like that, right?
Well, I think that's very relatable for a lot of us. That feeling of being invisible.
Yeah.
And that is what fuels us to
it fuels us to just go for it, bro. Like,
okay, you don't want to see me, you're gonna see me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
What do you think over your journey? What has been some of the challenges up to now? Like, have you the idea of being invisible? Have you had any other challenges?
Oh, it's a good one. It's definitely like sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice, bro. Like, there's things like you have to give up. Like, obviously, people say they want. You'll meet people all the time. They're like, I want to be this. I want to be this. I want to be this. And it sounds good and all, but like, are they willing to like? There's putting in work, but there's that extra step of, man, I need to give this part of me up. Like, I don't know. I like drinking, or maybe I like playing the game too much, or maybe I like junk food too much, or maybe like I'm too head over heels for this chick, or maybe I like girls too much, and people can't when I tell them like, no, you need to like give that up, like give this part of your it's too much for you. You can't handle that. They split the dummy, bro, and they're like, nah. Or they say like, yeah, all good, but then they go back to stuffing it up, or like, oh, bro, it's a shame, bro, because I'm like, bro, you have the potential, you're doing everything right, but you can't let go of this. Like, you're not gonna make it, bro. And with whatever I say and whatnot does do anything for you, it shouldn't matter. But I just try to think about like all the things I did, and I'm like, I'm willing to give everything up to get this goal or whatever. So I think it's a bit of sacrifice, and that is hard. Like, it is hard to do, but
that's not easy,
well, I've done it, But it is hard. That's like a hard thing.
Well, I think there's a misconception. People think that it's a lot easier than it's hard, bro.
Bro.
It's not easy.
It is hard. And even in fighting, like the funding is like a huge one. It's like real hard. Like, bro, it's so hard to get people behind you. You need to have like a resume, but then you have to have the willingness to ask as well, bro, is a hard one, because I think it's just that Kiwi culture, bro. Is like asking for help is hard, bro. Like,
shame.
Yeah, even I still to this day like have a hard time with that. And lucky, I've just been fortunate enough to meet some good sponsors and good people around me that have like been like, no, you do deserve it. Like, you do deserve some help and whatever, and to get to where you need to get to. And I'm a little bit more fortunate, but that's definitely another hard one. It's just that willingness to help, and that could be anything, bro. It could be like mental help or financial help. It's a lot. Bro.
Again, it's going back to that first idea we were talking about, having people that believe in you, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that support system and all of that. So,
well, going forward, Nav, what do you think that you need to work on personally?
Oh, that's a good one, bro. Like, I'd say I'm always like trying to figure everything out, bro. And I think, that's like kind of gives me anxiety, bro. I always try to figure it. But it's helped me learn so much at like a young age. But I think because I'm always trying to figure everything out, it's like, it puts that anxiousness and stress, unnecessary stress on me. And, learning to take a step back from that and would be good, bro.
Do you think it's also with what you're saying, like being comfortable with uncertainty?
I think I've always I'm trying to make sure everything's like mapped out, right? I'm like a very organized person. I have everything like set up for a T, and just having that flexibility, like to open up. So yeah, that's probably something I'm working on for sure. But in terms of everything else, like I feel like I've got a good set of skills, good support system. Right now, it's just taking the highs and lows as they come, because they're gonna come, bro. Like nothing is ever like, bro, nothing is ever like just going for it. Like,
you gotta make sure you enjoy that, when it's here,
bro. And then you gotta learn to hold the faith when everything is shit, bro. Like injuries, or maybe like you might have a loss of, a loved one in your life, or relationships and stuff that you have might fall apart. But it's just like staying strong in those moments, bro, because it's like an unforgiving sport, bro. Like you go into that fight with all this, all these bad things around you, but bro, they don't give a shit, bro.
Brother.
People don't give a shit, like when you're fighting, and when you look back on those losses, no one's ever going, oh, bro, he was going through a tough time. Like, They just say, oh, he got his ass beat on this day, They got flatlined, I don't know why, but that's as far as we look back into, like with those fights. So I've learned that, this is unforgiving, bro, this sport.
Bro, learning to deal with uncertainty, I love that. Yeah. That's very relatable as well. Bro, I do want to ask you in regards to something to work on. Like I remember Israel was talking about no one teaches you how to be famous. Yeah. And sort of like that skyrocketing fame, the faster, the higher you go quickly, and people make their mistakes like that. And what we were talking about right at the start is that a lot of people might think this is it, and what you're saying is like, this is just the bloody start kind of thing. Yeah. Is there anything that you think you can do to brace yourself for what's to come? Yeah.
This is something I think about a lot, right? Because obviously like that potential is there and everyone can kind of see it. And I think everyone's like gearing up, everyone's gearing up for it, right? I think, with what Israel has talked about, no one teaches you to be famous or a superstar, or however you call it. But I've been watching him for like a long time, bro, and same as like Conor McGregor, he was like the one that originally got me into sport, seeing his rise and fall from the top, and the way he is now is pretty crazy. But, when I also, with Israel, I've seen his rise, I've seen how people perceive him and for who he is and what he's done right and what he's done wrong. And I've like factored all of that in, and it's like, I say some things now, but you never know, like, bro, things are gonna get crazy, bro.
Yeah, brother.
I've seen it firsthand, being with Israel. It was like crazy when we were in Miami together, just all the people coming up to him, and bro, I used to be like, these guys all shit, bro. I was just chilling with the boys, and I'm with Israel, and like people were like coming up to him like, oh, bro, I'm like, off, bro, and it's fun. It's funny as, bro, because I got my mates with me, and I always make sure, like, bro, as long as I'm with my peoples, like, I'm good, like, when my bros are like sweet, like wherever we go, like I don't care who we hang out with, bro. And and I can tell, like, when I'm with them, they feel that same sense for me.
Wow.
Like, who are these guys? You know what I mean? And I get it, bro. So it's all good. But he just like, it's cool because like I ended up becoming calm and seeing like Israel, he just like kind of accept for what it is, bro. He's just like, oh, this is the game, and he says his hellos and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool, and I try to do the same. And it is like a bit of a social experiment when I go out sometimes. Yeah, bro. People will like feel like they can't, like, I like people that like are comfortable in their own skin around me, because sometimes people like come up to me and they feel like they have to like
put on an act.
Yeah, or like offer something to me, oh, bro, I got this, bro, I've got this, I got this. And like, bro, like, let me know. And I'm like, oh, you mean, And it's all good and all, like, but I definitely like appreciate people that just like, can just be like, what's up, bro? Like, I'm so and so. Like,
Yeah, cuz.
Just chop it up normally. And that's cool, bro. Like, I also like, I love talking to people that don't even know who I am, bro.
Yeah.
It's like just yarning with them, man. Like, just talking to them normally. It's so funny, bro. It's so funny. I really enjoy it, eh?
Well, it literally comes back to that idea of what we're talking about is we're all human.
Yeah,
right?
exactly, bro. And I'm not one of those people that'll be like, bro, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
But it's funny though, because like whoever I'm with, they usually end up saying it. Yeah. I just enjoy like yarning to people normally as well. So, I think it's cool, bro, and it gives me a bit of humility.
Yeah.
Like I left my job like this year, and I was working as a receptionist at YMCA at a gym.
Yeah, wow.
And bro, like people like that knew me. They're like, bro, I would have just like got back from my fight in Melbourne. I just smoked this dude for a title. You know, I come back and I was like all good, unscathed. I came back to work on Monday, bro, and I'm arguing with some Indian guy about his like membership, bro. He's like, oh, brother, I thought it was $15.95 a week, bro. And I'm like, nah, brother, you're on the wrong one, bro. That's another gym, cuz. Like, you know, I'm just like, and the bros are just cracking up at me. They're like, far, bro, this guy has no idea that you just smoked some dude 2 days ago, and he's in here like getting pissed at you. You know what I mean, bro? He's like, nah, bro. Like, who's your manager? He's going off at me, and I'm like,
if you just told him who you were,
I just like, I find it like funny, you know. I just like, man, back to reality.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It's that enjoy the win.
Yeah, bro. So I always used to like laugh, and then some of my bros always used to crack up, when they see, and I'm just like having a hard time at reception with, you know, people with their memberships, or maybe they got screwed, or they want a refund or whatever. You know, I have to say, nah, bro, you can't get it. And, I was never ever like, do you know who I am? Yeah, but it was just like laughter and. It's just bro. It's just those things. We're all human, bro.
That's it, brother. That's it. Apart from mahi, apart from the training, what else? What else excites you? What else fills your cup?
I find enjoyment from like a lot of things, bro. Like obviously, I play the video games hard out, streaming. Because like naturally, I was always like introverted and stuff. So doing things that's like even like, bro, this right now, like the podcasting and stuff, I always used to like do all of it as much as I could. Like when I first started, I was super nervous, but I always like said to myself, like, no, like do it. It's good for you. It keeps your charisma sharp and keeps yourself sharp. And it's helped me a lot to be a better speaker and stuff as well as the streaming. I look forward to all of that. And what else? Yeah, bro, dogs. I'm big on the dogs, big on like basketball. I like do a little bit of skating. I try not to skate too much because I don't want to get like injured. Yeah, bro. I'm like harder into hobbies, bro. Harder into hobbies and just things that are like quick to pick up, bro. And just hanging out with my mates and family, bro. And and you really have to like soak it up while you can, because it's like it's always training, bro. Always training. Yeah. But those are the like small things that excite me, bro. Like I look forward to. I don't really get post-fight blues, bro, because I look forward to like a lot of things outside of fighting, bro.
Wow.
Like, I think that's a big one, People like when they don't have those hobbies or those like other avenues, and then they, let's say they train so hard for a fight, bro, and then they lose or win or whatever. Like it's like catastrophic.
Oh my God.
It's catastrophic to like go through that because they don't have anything to look forward to after.
Yeah, bro.
And I was like that when I first started, bro. So, I think having like those things that you can enjoy outside of fighting, bro, and like that you look forward to, that is big, bro. I think
so important. Good for up here too,
it's good for your mind, bro. And then that's why, like, win or lose, like I feel mean, bro. Like I feel good coming off. I can take losses well. I can take, big wins and the hype and then the die down from it well as well, So
wow.
Yeah, bro.
Future Nev, 5-10 years, where do you want to see yourself?
Oh, bro. Definitely in 5-10 years, I definitely believe I would have touched the belt. I don't know where I will be in my career I gave myself like that age gap, like 36 to 38, maybe retire around there.
Yeah.
But you never know, bro. I do know that I love fighting, and when I think about my skill set, and my potential on all the things I know I want to get better at, and like when I think about all those fights that I'll have leading up to then, and I definitely feel like if I end up like carving up, I want to ride that legacy and ride my ability to fight and fight and fight, to just put on constant fights, But it's hard to say this far out, but I definitely want to, like, once I max out my potential, like, see how much like people I can just like decimate, bro. Like, that's what I want to do, And I think you've seen, like, you could see it with like Pereira, like he's like maxed out his ability, and now he's just
look
like
at him,
ready to just like get the fights rolling. Like,
yeah,
I've always loved that, bro. Like, people that like when they hit their prime, they really utilize the prime, Like I used to like hate like when you'd see guys like take big layoffs, and it's like, bro, like keep like ride it as hard as you can. I think, I don't know what it is, if it's like a passion thing, or so I'm hoping like we'll see where my passion is like at that time, Like,
but the word you used that I love there was potential. You want to max out your potential. I think people need to listen to that and think like, what is potential to me? What is my own potential? How can I max out my own potential?
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I fit the weight class perfectly. And like, obviously you get stronger with age and stuff. I'm only 26, like I'm pretty sure like physical prime is like in the 30s, and especially at like the heavier divisions. And I've always been a really, really smart fighter. Like my whole career, bro, I could probably count the hardest punches I ever took on my fingers, bro. I haven't taken like any big hits in fights. I've never taken a knee or been stopped. I mean, touch wood, but I just think in my style, like I can really utilize it and go a long, long way. And I think, that's why I like try to focus on not getting injured, bro, and just so I can really, max out my potential, get as many fights as I can, get in the gym, get like better skillful wise, add more moves to my game. And it's crazy to think like all the things I've learned in 3 years in MMA, bro. Like when I think about the next 5 to 10, like how good I can get, you know what I mean? And
oh my God.
Yeah, it's exciting, bro. Real exciting.
It is, brother.
I'm just hoping that more young guys, more young big guys that come up under me. So I have, I have the other Navajos to the Izzy, training under me, bro. So,
wow.
Yeah, that would be cool, bro. That would be cool.
Wicked, brother. What about younger Nev? Any age who you can see? What's the one piece of advice that you would want to say to him?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. When I think back to how I was when I was young, all the hard things that I learned at certain times, I'm glad I went through them all, bro. Yeah. So I feel like when I look back on my younger self to seeing where I'm at now, I would just say to myself, man, just keep yourself injury free, keep doing what you're doing, and bro, you'll be there. So I definitely feel like everything I learned in life, it all came to me at the perfect time, bro. And
wow.
Yeah, it's just I think that was just from being self-made, bro. Self-made. So yeah, it goes a long way.
My bro, we have a closing tradition on this podcast where the previous guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who he or she is.
Yep.
Our question for you today is where you are currently where you wanted to be?
Yes, most definitely is, bro. Most definitely is. I actually thought I'd be here maybe at like 29, 30. So to be here a little bit earlier, but not too early, very thankful of that. So yes, I definitely think I've done that. Yeah, done that to a T. So yeah, I think you see like a lot of guys at 23, 24, they get in the UFC. It's a little bit too young, and then yeah, I don't feel like 29, 30 is a little bit late. Like you have like one sort of shot for a run right to the throne, but 26, I feel, yeah, it's a really, really good age. I feel like pretty mature on all the things I've learned, and yeah, I still have enough time to grow myself.
December 14th.
Yeah.
Back in there.
Bro, back in Tampa, Florida. Hopefully,
let's go.
Hopefully, the place is still alive by the time I get there, because they're going through all the hurricanes at the moment. I was going, hold on a minute, bro. So, man.
Rongotehengia Navajo Stirling, bro.
Thank you.
Let the people know where they can find you.
My Instagram, it's Navajo Stirling, everything.
Thank you for being here, my bro. That concludes us, team. Another episode of The Martin Show done and dusted. If you've made it this far, please hit that subscribe button. Give The Martin Show a follow on our socials, _The Martin Show, and we'll be back next week for another episode. Kia ora whanau, thank you.